Still pretty early morning here. I'm really tired, but I've been doing this same like makeup look over and over every single day for the past week, I'd say. So I kind of just wanted to share what it was I was wearing and how beautiful it looked on the skin. It's just so glowy and natural looking. You know, everything from the eyeshadow to the primer just like pulls together. It ended up looking really well, so I guess we can just head into it. This is probably going to be my spring summer glowy makeup routine because that's what I've been wearing. So let's head into it. It's already cold too. Okay, so I already put lotion on my face. I've really been loving either one of these. So Kiehl's sent me two of their face creams. This is the Kiehl's Ultra Face Cream, which is definitely a much thicker and richer formula. And this is what I've been wearing under makeup every time I put makeup on. It's the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Oil-Free Gel Cream. This is great. It says it's a gel cream, but it has a very, very similar consistency and texture to a water cream. They're just good. They're really good face cream. I like the gel cream more for underneath my foundation or underneath makeup in general, but I also love it because it's starting to get really, really warm here. So the primer I've been using, and my thoughts have totally changed on this. I adore this primer now. It's from Makeup Revolution. It's the Fix and Glow Ultra Glow Primer. It's very, very similar to all the other illuminating primers out there. I'd say it's similar to the one from Becca, like the Backlight Primer, whatever it is. But I think this is more moisturizing. It feels like I'm putting like a very liquidy moisturizer on my face. I wouldn't say it's oily. It doesn't feel oily, at least, but it doesn't feel like it dries down. Like the one I have from Physicians Formula that I actually do enjoy, that one almost dries down in a way, which isn't necessarily bad, but it looks more artificial, I guess. If you're just wearing it on its own, like I could totally wear this every day on its own and I wouldn't think twice about it. I normally only use 2 pumps and that's great for all over my face. I have used a ton of this already. It's like down here already. I've used a lot of it and I've only had it, you know, for a little bit. That's the primer that I've really been liking with this routine, and the foundation or skin tint. I haven't been wearing like foundations. I consider foundations to be very full coverage. This is not it. This is the Kosas Tinted Face Oil. I have this one in the shade 4. I really like the tone I use with the amount of product I use because my face is a lot lighter than the rest of my body. I mean, my shoulders and my arms are so yellow and green compared to my face. So I just put a stripe like that on my cheek, and I literally will rub it in with my fingers, and I've just really been liking how seamless it looks. You know, it's not getting soaked into a sponge or anything like that, so you don't have to worry about all this excess product just getting soaked up and disappearing. It's just, the look of it is just so healthy, and I kind of drag it down my neck a little bit just so that it looks a little more seamless. So it's not like it's full coverage because it's, you know, it's not like it's full coverage because it isn't. You know, it's definitely like a tinted product, but it just looks healthy. I don't know a better way to describe it. It just looks really, really healthy. I'd do the same with the other side. And I have like a little odd breakout right here, but I don't know. I really don't know why. Kind of odd and out of nowhere. At least for me, it's out of nowhere. Push it down into my neckline just so that it's seamless. I put like a spot on my nose because it goes so far. And then I'll put a line across my forehead. That might be way too much. Holy moly. Could have used half of that and been good. And the reason why I like this tinted, it's a tinted oil or a face oil, but I love it because of it being an oil. It just looks the most natural, and I like how it sits between the center of my eyebrows. That is like my hard spot or difficult spot, and this just works really well between my eyebrows. And it just looks healthy. My skin looks like skin still. It doesn't look makeup-y, at least I don't think it does. And yeah, like you can still see, you know, my acne spots. It's not like I'm trying to cover up. I just want an overall like evening of the color of my skin. I kind of have been enjoying using a more full coverage concealer, and one that's not necessarily matte, but more of like a satin finish. I've been really liking this one from Makeup Revolution. It's the Conceal and Define Infinite Longwear Concealer. This is what it looks like. I have it in the shade C1.75. It's just very light, so it has a good highlighting effect that I want, but it's also very yellow, which I need for my skin. So I'm just putting a spot there on the inner corners, and then I do this like line up, and then I'll just take my Real Technique sponge and push the concealer into my skin and my under eyes, and I try to focus most of it right here. That's where I need the most help, especially if I'm tired like today. And then this rest of this I just bring out the whole way into like my hairline. And then I'll just push it down. Bring it in a little bit. Yeah, so then whatever's left like on my sponge, I'll just put on my lid. So there's not going to be a lot. It's just, you know, enough so you can kind of see how much more bright my eye looks. And this, you know, this takes me maybe 10 minutes total to do my makeup this way, but it's obviously going to take me a little bit longer today. And I'm not bringing the white down. I want to keep it very, very focused on the inside of my eyes, but it blends in really, really well with the Tinted Face Oil, which I think is why I like that combination of the two, because it doesn't look totally off with a light coverage tinted face product and then a full coverage concealer. So it really does work well together. and it just gives me the coverage I want in this spot that I want it at. I think I'm gonna do my brows really quick, and then we'll come back and we'll start bronzing up the face. I use the same thing for my eyebrows every single day. It really doesn't change. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Medium Brown Dip Brow Pomade. I have major pan in it. Yeah, this is just what I use every single day, so I'll be right back. Brows are on. Looks good. I don't know what I want to do next. Oh, I wanted to do bronzer. So this is brand new. I just bought this for the Sephora VIB sale. This is one of my purchases. I am 100% obsessed with this. It's from the brand Danessa Myricks. It's her Power Bronzer. It's a matte bronzing and sculpting cream. I have it in the shade Light. You don't need anything else other than this. My only issue with this, and it's not even like that big of an issue, I mean, it is. This is so hard to open. I have to use like a tool to pop the lid open because it's impossible. Sorry, I just shook my camera. Yeah, so like I was saying, this is literally impossible to open, but look at the dip. I've been using it for like a week straight, and that's my massive dip in it already. This is the perfect color for me right now. Like I said, I have it in the shade Light. I don't know what the next shade option up is. I want to say there was only 3, like light, medium, and dark or whatever. I feel like medium is going to be too dark for me even when I am my tannest. At that point, I'd rather just use my like milk bronzer or whatever, or my Tarte cream bronzer, but this is the best shade for me right now. It's this like really nice yellow borderline green undertone. Look at how oh my god, you guys, it is so freaking creamy. It's so creamy. And it doesn't dry fast, so you have a lot of time to work with it. And it's like a true bronzer tone. Like you don't have to worry about, you know, if you need to blend it in right away, because you don't. It's literally the perfect consistency. The dry down time of it is perfect. It's just all around perfect. And I put a little bit down my nose on either side, just for a little bit of a bronzed moment. And then where's my big dense brush? And the way that I like blend this in is I just use a really dense brush. This is the one of the complexion brushes from Royal and Langnickel, from the Moda like ice cream line or something. It's just really dense and thick, so it's easy to like push and blend like that. So that's why I prefer a brush like this, especially with that Danessa. I mean, I use this for almost every cream product I use, but specifically it just blends so well. So let me get started. I always start with my nose so that I have no product on my brush when I'm blending it. So yeah, I always start on my nose, and then I'll go to like my neck, and I'll just push the product in and down my entire neckline. And I do this because a lot of my products that I put on my face tend to start making my face look darker than my chest, and my chest is pretty light, especially compared to like my shoulders and my arms. So I just try and bring as much color down on my chest as possible, and this is just happens to be the way I do it, but it helps a lot. It looks nice. It looks natural. It doesn't look like I have a ton of like makeup on my body. And then this is where, you know, once it's all blended and there really isn't anything left on my brush, I start with my cheeks and I just kind of pat and push. Pat and push. I don't know the actual like word to talk about this. I literally just push the product into my skin and I'll just move the brush around. And it just blends in so well. It's such a good color match for me. Like, you know, you're so used to seeing like famous people looking so bronze and you know you're wearing makeup, but you know, you don't know what exactly it is they're wearing, and they're probably not even wearing bronzer. It's probably like another foundation that's just like 2 or 3 shades darker than their actual skin tone. Well, that's essentially what this bronzer does, for me at least, with this shade. It's just a little bit darker than my actual skin tone, and it plays so well with the Tinted Face Oil. It looks so real and so natural on the skin. I mean, look at that. That is so good. It doesn't look like you have a brown bronzer line down the side of your face, which there are certain times where I still like that really sculpted bronze look, but I'm loving this like more natural color, this more natural tone and shade for like all day, everyday wear, because it looks so healthy. And that's what I'm trying to achieve every day. So, and it's really nice about this bronzer too is the like actual consistency of it. I find it very, very similar to like a cream foundation. So if any of you have ever used those really old CoverGirl, like I forget what they were called, like the cheekers, where it's like a square pan of foundation and you have like a little square sponge and you scoop it on the sponge and smear all over your face, that's what this bronzer consistency reminds me of. And it's just like literally one of the best formulas for blending things onto your face. If I can find a photo of the CoverGirl cheekers, I will post it up here so you guys know what the heck I'm talking about. I know you can still buy it in certain stores, but that's what I used to use all through high school. I loved that product, but that Danessa Myricks bronzer just reminds me of the formula and like the texture of it. It's super buttery and creamy. It really is an amazing formula. And I mean, I don't know, what do you guys think? You think it's worth it? So that's again, that's what it looks like. That's the formula of it. I don't know how much I'll be using this in the summertime. I might still use it and then just put like a darker bronzer over top of it. But yeah, I'm literally obsessed with this bronzer. If you get a chance to try any of these out, they're actually one of the more affordable brands on Sephora's site. So please check it out. It's so freaking good. I'm so happy I picked this up. This is like, I'm obsessed with this. It's all I can say. I've been wanting to keep with this like bronzy look, so I'm gonna use one of my Fenty cream blushes. This is the shade Fenty Glow. I got this sent to me around winter time. This was for the Fenty holiday set, the Fenty Glow holiday set. So this is the shade of it. It's just a really nice brown color, but it's got these like, I don't know if the camera will pick it up. It has these little specks of like shimmer or sparkle in it, and they're like a yellow tone, and they don't show up on the skin, but it's just something about it that makes it pretty unique. But that's the color. It's definitely more orange on the skin, so I wouldn't use it as a bronzer, but I do really enjoy it as a nice like darker blush, almost like it's just a natural flush of your skin. So I'm just putting it on the high point of my cheek. And again, this cream blush and the concealer, they go so well with each other that like if you need to blend back and forth between like blush and concealer, like it's not gonna get messed up. It's not gonna look weird. I went a little too high there. Yeah, this is just one of my favorite formulas all around. So I put a little bit on my index finger, and I want to give that like sunburnt look. So I'm just gonna push it all on my nose there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And if I need to tone it down at all, I'll just go in with my Real Technique sponge and I'll literally just push the sponge into my skin, and that really just kind of blends any possible harsh lines. The blush, just especially with the bronzer, using this blush with the bronzer, this blush is so much darker of a brown orange tone than the bronzer is, so it can tend to look really artificial at that point, and I'm trying to keep it mellow on my face. But anyways, I've been going back and forth between that Fenty one and then this Revlon stick blush. It's the Revlon Insta blush. I have it in the shade Nude Kiss. It just comes in the stick form. It's just a really good like ready burnt terracotta brown color. I mean, I can add some on my skin if you want. It's just like a darker red color, which, I mean, it can give more of an effect of like a sunburn, which I don't know, I feel like a lot of people like that look. But yeah, it's really pretty. It again is one of the most easy like blush formulas that I've used. I really enjoy that blush formula in particular as well. Yeah, it just looks good. It looks natural. Again, you know, you can still see the acne on the side of my cheek. It's not supposed to be like a full coverage. You're just trying to look glowy, healthy, like bronzed. And then continuing with the cheek, glowy cheek look with the glowy skin, the highlighter I'm going to use is the Marc Jacobs Spotlight Glow Stick. It's just a very translucent looking highlight, and I just put it right on the top of my cheeks, warm it up on my finger, and I place it right there, and it just gives this like natural, not blinding, but just like healthy natural glow, which most of the time I want something stronger than what this gives me, but I've really been loving wearing this and then either just wearing this as it is or putting a much stronger highlight over top of it. But this is really nice to round onto your like apples of your cheeks to help with that like glowy look. Like you can see how glowy it is on my cheeks. Look at that. It's so pretty. And again, it doesn't disturb any of the other products I have underneath it. You know, it's not picking anything up. It's not dispersing things in a weird way. It's just, everything that I've put on plays really, really well with each other. And I think that's why I like this look so much because I know everything plays well with each other. And what I have been doing, if I want just a little bit more of a pop of highlight, I've been using this guy. I just bought it from Ulta Beauty. It's from the brand Rituel Diffie. It's the Alchemist Highlight Intensifier. This thing, oh my god. It drives me nuts because I cannot get it to show up to show how magnificent this product is. It's a cream highlight. This is what it looks like on my finger. Isn't that beautiful? Like, oh, and it's sheer, like there's no base to it. It's like a white sheer base, but it is so blinding. And it is pretty tacky. It's like very, very creamy. But as long as I put this over top, like my Marc Jacobs highlight, I don't notice any like disbursement of product underneath it. It doesn't lift anything else up. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I'm gonna put just the rest down my nose and on my... Yeah, I just love it. It's so pretty. This was ungodly expensive. This little saucer. How much is in this product? 5.4 grams in this. This cost $32. $32. It's kind of a weird scent too. It's a very like earthy scent, which I don't like. I don't actually care about that all that much, but yeah, this was really expensive, but worth it if you like cream highlighters or highlighters that are meant to like intensify what you have on underneath it. Excuse me, sorry, that was really loud. Yeah, for the way I use it, I love it, and I'm glad I purchased it. The second I saw it on Ulta Beauty, I put that in my cart so fast. So clearly I love it. So my base makeup is like done. I mean, that's all I do for my base makeup, and then I normally just go in with like a really nice lengthening mascara if I don't feel like putting on lashes. And then for my lips, I just do like a classic nude pencil liner, lip liner. This is the Kylie Cosmetics Coconut Lip Liner. So let me just kind of fill in my lips a little bit. So yeah, I just lightly fill it in. And then I've been going in with just a nude color anything. Glosses have been mainly what I reach for just because it's easy. I can like this is more brown. This is just what I have in front of me. It's also from L'Oreal. It's the Color Riche like matte line. This is the shade 974 Full Blown Fawn. Yeah, it's better. Just take a little bit of lip gloss. This is the Lime Crime Wet Cherry Lip Gloss. Yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit of this on. It's from Lime Crime. It's the Wet Cherry Lip Gloss. I have this one in the shade White Cherry. It's just a very nude lip gloss. This is one of the most comfortable lip glosses ever. And it smells so freaking good. Yeah, that's it. Looks good enough for me. I put some classic like single shadows that I know I would wear a lot, and I've been getting a lot of use out of them. So I just grabbed like a good fluffy brush. I'll show you which one I'm using. This is, oh boy, it's all rubbed off. This is one of the IT Cosmetics Ulta Beauty brushes, and I'm literally placing a lid color, like a skin tone shade, all over my eye first. This one is the shade Full Zip from ColourPop. I know ColourPop still has single shadows, I just don't know exactly what all they have left. But I'm just gonna use this to set down that concealer because it just keeps creasing. So I'm bringing it kind of in far here to give me the illusion that my eye is wider than it really is. Get the creases out. Do the same thing, bring that white in pretty far. It gives the illusion of my eye being bigger than it really is. All right, and then I just kind of fluff this single shadow all into my crease area. This is Peach Smoothie from Makeup Geek. And it's kind of nice because this is just a very warm, very light color without pulling like too pink or too dark. It really is a good transition shade, I guess you can call it. So I really just fluff that all over my eyes, and I'm being really sloppy because like I literally put this on and then I'm out the door. Like, you can't, like, I feel like this is one of those like looks you can't mess up. I've used these two shades. This is Full Zip, this is Peach Smoothie, and then I'm gonna go in with this shade. This is one of the Anastasia Beverly Hills single shadows. It's in the shade Birkin. It's just darker and slightly more red tone, like red pink toned, but it works really well in the crease area. And then I push it forward into like my eye socket, like where it meets the bridge of my nose, to kind of start a shadow effect. And I do that with the other side. I always start on the outside where I want most of the color, and then that's when I start pushing it forward, push it in right here, bridge of my nose meets my eye socket, and it just gives that really light shadowed effect that I'm going for. Add a little bit more. I'll kind of push it out, giving myself like a fake lifted eye look. And it's just a really good color to do that with. Let me get a little closer so you can see more what I'm doing. Again, it's supposed to be a really light eye look. I don't want it to be anything. I don't want my eyes to take away from how natural my face looks and how glowy and healthy it looks. Like, I'm not trying to do too much, if that makes sense. I don't want to do too much. Okay. And lastly, for just deepening the outside ever so slightly, I'm taking this shade. It's also from Makeup Geek. It's their shade Charcoal Brown. I'm just putting this ever so lightly inside the crease here, really giving that shadowed effect that I want. And then again, pushing it forward into my eye socket, where it meets the bridge of my nose. So you can see it's really not anything crazy. I rarely bring anything down on my lower lash line. I can a little bit, I guess. But I really just want to keep it up top. When I start putting like colors, even if it's just browns, down on my lower lash line, it just gives it more of that like glam effect, like that really pretty nighttime eye look. I want this to be lifted, youthful looking, so I'm keeping the shadows on the top and, you know, pulling them up this way, so it's giving me that lifted look. If I started bringing some down here, it would bring my whole eye down, and I don't want that. I want it to stay up. So that's why I do that. And then lastly, for the eyeshadow, I go back into that skin tone white beige shade from ColourPop, the shade Full Zip, and I put that all on my lid and then up to where I had the shadow effect starting, and then that's pretty much where I keep it. I want to keep that as light looking as possible without looking fake. That's the other thing. I don't want it to look fake. I just want it to be highlighted. But that's all I do for my eyes. And then I just apply a good lengthening mascara. I've been enjoying the Maybelline Sky High mascara, so I'm going to curl my lashes and put mascara on. On my top lashes, I want to put mascara on the bottom. I'm going to use the same mascara, but I want to just powder just slightly underneath my eyes. I'm just going to use an HD powder. This one's from Makeup Forever. You could literally use anything. Powder, and it's not going to disturb the color of anything else around it. So I really enjoy this mascara specifically because it doesn't smudge or smear. I don't know it's about this formula. The formula really reminds me of a tubing mascara, and what I love about tubing mascaras is they don't smudge. Like if I don't set my bottom, you know, my under eyes, the bottom lashes don't smudge, and this doesn't smudge at all. All right, that is literally everything. That is how I do my makeup recently. I mean, literally every single day for the past week. It's probably going to continue just because it's so, for me, I've just perfected it and I've gotten so fast at it that it's really easy. My skin looks healthy. It doesn't look like, I mean, maybe at least to me, it doesn't look like I'm wearing a lot of makeup. But you can still see, you know, my blemishes coming through, so it's not like I'm trying to cover up blemishes. Like you can still see, you know, problem areas around my mouth, on my top of my cheek there. It just looks healthy and glowy, and it doesn't feel like I have a ton of makeup on my face, which is like what I need specifically, especially if I'm going to be like out all day, or if I have to go out to, you know, eat dinner somewhere and I want to look put together, but I don't want to have full cake face. This is like it. This is what I love. So I hope you guys like it. I will leave all of the products down below in the description. Yeah, that's everything. I hope you like it. I like it. I think it turned out really pretty. I've just been so obsessed with this specifically, and I've been doing this base routine with all of my eye looks too. Like, it doesn't have to be this neutral of an eye look. I've been doing, you know, like bright mint colors on my eyes, but I've still been using the same, you know, base routine. So yeah, it's been working really well for me. It holds up really nicely. I think it holds up so well because it's such thin layers of product. So there's really not much makeup to actually break down over time. So yeah, like I said, that's it. I hope you guys liked it. Hopefully I can get this up soon so you guys can see it. This is my spring and summer natural makeup, everyday makeup look. I hope you like it. I love it. I'm literally obsessed with it. My favorite two products, my two favorite products are definitely that Kosas Tinted Oil. I'm just so obsessed with that. And then that Danessa Myricks bronzer. Man, you cannot beat that. That is like, I feel like that product like made this look for me every single time. So yeah, I definitely recommend those two products specifically. If there's anything you want that I had put on my face, those two products I will recommend over and over again, hands down. I love them so much. So I hope this was interesting, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.